Stephanie Bennett is here with her top puppy toy picks.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
And Millie is adorable. That's Clyde down there.
We got Clyde there.
Can we look at Stephanie's shirt though really fast?
Yes.
How
So
awesome
cute.
is that?
And how early does this training start? Because obviously we want toys for our pets, but you say some of these toys can actually be so beneficial in helping them to learn.
I think that they're essential. I think that they're a must. And in fact, I think that the breeder should be using them like as soon as their eyes open, immediately, because it's so important for us to start teaching them things immediately and get them learning and problem solving. And so, you know, really the dog's reason for being really is hunting, foraging, smelling, doing all of that, doing some kind of a job like that. And unfortunately, most of us with our pet dogs, we don't always give them something to do.
Right.
So luckily, these days, a lot more people are getting more smart about how important physical exercise is, but I think that a lot of times people forget how important mental stimulation is. It's just like us. If we stayed at home all day and didn't use our brains, we would go a little stir crazy. You know, it's very, very important. It really is like their reason for being. So what we do is we want every single every opportunity to be a learning opportunity, including mealtime. Why not use mealtime? So we literally tell people, throw your bowls away. Throw them away. Never ever feed your dog out of a regular bowl.
You're kidding.
There's no need to ever do that. We're just wasting a whole bowl of food. They're probably going to inhale it in 1 second anyway. And then also, it's bad for their digestion. So let's give them something to do, something that they actually love. And so we are constantly, I mean, we literally buy everything and then we test it out. We test it out. I test it out. The puppies test it out. Clyde has a Kong over there. So we are looking always for different ways that I can feed my dogs their meals, but I can also give them, you know, little fun things to do throughout the day if they need to have their brains work.
On the Kong that you mentioned, that's just that red thing that you've stuffed peanut butter inside.
Yes,
right?
it's got Cheerios and peanut butter, but of course, anytime I can also just put his regular kibble in there if I want to feed him his dinner in there. I can moisten that kibble and then freeze that Kong and then give it to him, and then it takes him a real long time to work it out. Hi, cutie.
I've heard of the peanut butter before. Is that because it's sticky and it kind of stays in there a little bit longer?
Yeah. And we typically freeze it because it takes them a little bit longer, but it turns it into more of a puzzle, more of a brain work, you know, more brain work. So all of these are different. So basically, what we're doing when we have our food puzzle toys, these should not be out and available all the time for your dogs. They should never be out and available because, of course, just like a kid, whatever, if it's out and available all the time, then who cares? I'm bored of it. I only like the new thing, right? So you only take these out. So he may have a basket of, you know, squeaky balls and things like that, but these are special. And these should be in a cabinet, and they only come out one at a time. Here's for your meal time, and then that one goes away. So in fact, I'm going to load this up a little bit. This is one of our new favorites. It's called a snuffle mat. And so I feed my new little puppy her breakfast out of this every single morning.
All of breakfast is in this?
Her whole breakfast. And so this is like foraging in grass, right? These are actually handmade. So I'm burying little pieces of liver loaf. There's already kibble in here. And these are one of the very favorite. This is a snuffle mat. Snuffle mat. And I'm going to give this to Clyde, and what Clyde says, oh boy, look at Bubba. Hey, Clyde, what's this? Oh, what's that? He's like, peanut butter is better.
He likes the peanut butter and Cheerios.
Peanut butter is good. Look, Bubba.
I like that because my dog also has a habit of the digging, so I'm sure she would like the digging through there, the snuffle mat.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting because we find that once they have the food is in there, they don't typically, because everybody goes, oh my God, my puppy's gonna tear that thing apart. But as long as there's stuff in there, they're all about it. And then of course, as soon as they're done, you take it away. Of course. But we also, so we've decided also we can make a snuffle ball, which is just this little plastic roly-poly ball, and then we tie the little fabrics around, and then they move this around. We have been shocked at how much the puppies love these snuffle mats and snuffle balls.
Any specific fabric is that?
It's just felt that we buy at the fabric store. It's just felt.
And are you, Stephanie, giving the dog more than one toy at a time, or you just stick with one? I think, was that Tex?
That was probably Tex.
What you guys can't see is Tex is off stage right now, watching this segment with ears all
very angry about the whole thing, yes.
So one toy at a time, or is it okay to give them 2 or 3?
Yes, so that's a good question. So oftentimes if I'm going to feed a meal, I can do half and half. I can do half and half. Also, if I'm going to leave them for a little bit and I want to give them a puzzle toy to do, I can leave a couple at a time. But it just really depends on your situation. You know, sometimes if I'm using a Bobble-Lot, this is one of our very favorites. This is a Bobble-Lot. I can put the whole meal in there. My Jack Russell happens to think this is the best thing in the wide world. And so you put the food in this little container here, this little hole.
Oh, and then they have to roll it to get it out?
Yeah, and there's these little chambers in there. And then what happens is that they then push this thing around, and it's got this little shutter door here, right? That I can even make smaller if I want to. And they move that thing around, and then the kibble comes out just a little bits at a time. They love that thing.
So you're really making your pet work to get their dinner.
Yes, and you know, it's so funny because so much of the time people are like, why would I do that? I'm like, because they're a dog, and that's what they love to do. They love it.
You don't speed food your dog.
We're not being cruel. We're actually being very kind to them. And so the other thing about these is that I love the ones that I can make more difficult as they learn the game. And so, you know, some of them are hard. That's why I can make that more difficult with that.
Close that trap door. What's this little device here, the white thing with a dome on it?
This is our new favorite one. It's called a push and pop. It's very rare that we try out a new product and it goes on our list right away. But if you remember the old vacuum cleaners that if you put, they would pop and the balls would pop up. So it's the same kind of mechanism. There's no battery or anything in this, but they just learn if they push it, it pops and then the kibble comes up. And we have, oh my God, we have some puppies that'll just do like riding this thing around, you know, and as they just pop it up, and they love it so much. It takes them a minute to figure it out, but this is one, and so of course they're having fun at the same time.
I want one for myself.
Pretty cool. We're really tight on time, but what's this last one?
I'm just going to do this for Tex. This is a little twister. So these are actual puzzles here. This is a brick and this is a tornado. I just load up some little things here. He's going to learn that he needs to spin it around, and then and that's how he'll get his. I can put his whole dinner in there if I wanted to.
Oh, and Texie's a smart little man. I bet he'll figure it out. Stephanie, it's always great to see you. By the way, on the Scene on Houston Life section of our website, houstonlife.tv, we also have a full list of the toys and products Stephanie mentioned today, things that I have never seen before. So thanks for bringing some great ideas.
This is awesome. Thank you so much. Throw your bowls away.
Coming up next.